Hey, and welcome to 9 Times, where I'm designing a fictional world. I've been feeling the need to add a worm in my desert series. No, not that kind of worm. Well, not entirely. Mine is actually more of a centipede kind of thing. Again, I came in with this sketch, so first of all, I wanted to clarify that sketch a bit more. Some significant design aspects to point out are the many teeth, huge mouth, circular face, with a bunch of eyes above and below that mouth. If you look over at these full body designs, you'll see that it has legs oriented under and above its body, matching the eyes. Basically, this thing doesn't care if it's up or down because it's pretty much the same to it. This makes crawling around in caves, tunnels, and bodies much more efficient. And yes, I did say bodies. Sorry, but this is yet another dark design. But I guess that's not surprising based on the initial drawings here. This creature is a parasite. It starts out relatively small, maybe the size of a large snake, and burrows into the other monsters. It almost only goes after the huge monsters in the desert, because to some of them, it's little more than a bug bite. Or maybe it secretes some kind of chemical that numbs the area it's burrowing into. It burrows in face first, eating through as it goes. Eventually, the parasite will get to an area that's a little more central, maybe even close to the stomach, where it can steal nutrients coming in for itself, as well as slowly eating the insides of its host. Over time, it will grow, little by little, causing various sicknesses in the creature. The bigger it gets, the more signs of being invaded will show up on the outside. Fur loss, discoloration, unable to walk normally, etc. Eventually, the parasite gets big enough and causes enough problems that the host dies. Now here's the really scary part about this monster. Once the host dies, the parasite is able to slow the decaying process down by a lot. Then, it moves from wherever it is on the torso, now a lot bigger, and works its way up through the neck into the head. And depending on the host, takes the place of its spine. It will then be able to take control and puppet its host, using its many legs to help control it. So normally passive creatures, like the gentle giant a few videos ago, become savage, deranged carnivores. This stage can go on for a while, the body slowly decomposing, until it eventually becomes unusable, and the parasite crawls free, now a massive centipede kind of thing, roaming the desert to find prey to sustain itself with. At this size, there's nothing for it to take over, so it just goes on a feeding frenzy until it can't find anything else to eat and dies of starvation. Who knows how big these things can get if they're supplied with enough food at this stage. This creature can also drop segments off of itself and form new kinds of legs if needed, going from a centipede movement style to something more like a beetle. Once it leaves its host behind, it also leaves eggs that feed off the corpse once they emerge. There are many real-world examples of this in some wasps, flies, and other insects. Speaking of which, I would really encourage you to look up insectoid parasites, because it's really crazy what some of them can do. Basically what I'm saying is one creature controlling the body of another actually happens in the animal kingdom, and it's fascinating. Anyways, real life creation is really cool, and a lot of real life creatures seem like something from a sci-fi show. Most of the time, when people notice a monster showing signs of being invaded by this parasite, they'll gather as many people as it takes to try and kill the host, thoroughly burning the corpse and killing the parasite, so it can't cause massive amounts of destruction and create more of its kind. Yet somehow, there are always plenty that they don't catch in time. Monsters like the colossus and the ruby are almost never corrupted due to their extremely hard armor. All in all, these are probably the most dangerous of the desert giants. At the very least, they're the most chaotic and unpredictable. Make sure you subscribe to follow along as I build this world, specifically this focus in the desert biome I'm going through currently. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Catch you later.